certainly, first of all, I want to thank all of you for being here today. And I can't tell you how excited I am. And I'd like to thank President Rosenberg for this unbelievable great opportunity. I am passionate about it, and I am excited about it. I want to extend an unbelievable thanks to Pete Garcia. We have had a relationship for well over 20 years that goes beyond trust, it goes beyond respect, and I am grateful for his role in this. There's some other people here before I kind of get into stuff that I do want to recognize. And first and foremost, probably my best friend is my wife, Tammy. And I'm grateful that she's here. We have two other close friends that have been with us for a long time. Linda Lang that is here, and John Sasser. And they have been remarkable people in our lives over the last couple of decades, and we are grateful that both of you are here today. I love this opportunity, and Dr. Rosenberg, I am grateful to be here to be the head football coach at FIU. And I look at this challenge as one that has no limits for the ceiling. When I think about FIU, and people said, you know, why FIU? What's behind it? There is unbelievable passion. I'm going to tell you, I spent probably the last 3 or 4 weeks spending time either on the phone talking to people or in person with people, the Board of Trustees, the faculty, alums, and people associated with this university. And I promise you this is the truth. There was not one time that I ever spent any time in the presence of people that had an association that you couldn't get excited about the opportunity about being here. People love this school. They love this institution. They love the kids that are on this campus, not just the athletes, but every student that goes to school here. There was unbelievable passion, and you could sense it. You could feel their energy, and it was contagious. It made me to want to be a part of it. And I feel like that Tammy and I obviously, in some respects, kind of coming home. South Florida has been a home for us for many, many years. And if you look at an opportunity to get back into coaching, you couldn't visualize a better opportunity than FIU. It's got great academic reputation. In its own backyard, it has got great athletes in this state and certainly in Dade and Broward and South Florida. But one of the things that really kind of sold me was the fact that, how about the fact that there's 200,000 alumni in Dade and Broward County? We got to unite those fans and those alums and get those people back in that stadium. I've already started talking to Pete. We got to double deck this stadium. It's not going to nearly be big enough, okay? There's 52 or 53,000 undergraduate students here. And I can't wait to start walking across campus and having lunch on campus and getting to know some of the students that are here and get them to become passionate Panther fans and that their support and come to the game. I had an opportunity to talk to the team just a little bit ago. And somehow, some way, as a coach, you always get a little bit of a vibe. They're hungry for success. They want to win. They want to be a part of something special. They want to do it the right way. Dr. Rosenberg just talked about a little bit about things from a model standpoint. One of the things that I've made a commitment to them, we want to be known as a football team and a football program filled with character, integrity, passion. When people come watch us play, they have great respect for us. I am committed on the academic aspect of it. It is one of the most driving things that have been in my entire coaching career, from the time that I was a high school coach through my assistant years to becoming a head coach, that I want these kids that come into this football program to leave here being prepared for everything that they're going to do in the future. That this will give them the keys to open the doors for the rest of their lives. And the commitment that FIU has made about the passion, what kind of team, because we always talk about, okay, does the head coach and does the administration, does the president, do you guys have the same vision? And I can promise you we're on lockstep as far as the way that we want to see this football program grow, develop, win, and become a high point in all of South Florida that people respect us and they see what we're doing and they want to be a part of it. I want to share one story, if I can, with you. And when you've recruited and you've coached for as many years as I have, you get the opportunity to be involved in a variety of different recruiting situations. And probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I had an opportunity to fly into a community in East St. Louis, Illinois, and went into the home of a young man who was living in urban housing. He had not had a mother since he was 5 years old. He had a father that had been in the military but was disabled. He was on dialysis. He had 3 brothers, I think, and 1 sister. When we went into his living room, they didn't have enough furniture. Only 2 people could sit down. And I sat in that living room with this young man, and I watched him tear up, telling his story about his family. And if you want to think about why the glass should always be half full and the sky's the limit, he talked about the fact that a couple of years before that, they had never owned a car, ever in their life. And his father was able to go and buy a car. And he and his brothers and his sisters, they worked on this car for about 1.5 years. And they painted it with brushes, not with spray paint. They made it run. And when they finally got it fixed, within a week, somebody stole it. They'd never owned their own home. Across the river in St. Louis into Illinois, his father found a home that was going to be torn down from urban renewal. The father put some money down on it, and they bought the home. For almost 1 year, every weekend, while he was in middle school and high school, he and his brothers and sisters, they would go over, and they would fix this house up. And they would paint on it, put the plumbing in, paint the deal. It got to the point that it was about time to finally get out of urban housing. And they were going to move into the house, and it burned to the ground. Those 2 things, for most people, would have been catastrophic. And he looked me in the eye and he said, "Coach, they were the greatest times of my life." He said, "Because I got to do it with my family, and we did something together." And people want to know why I coach. I coach for those kids. For 37 years, I've coached because I love the players. I want to be there for them. I want to help them grow, and I want to help them mature. I want this university to have the most respect across this country for our football program. It's an honor to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to filling that stadium up, and I'm looking forward to uniting this entire FIU community and making us the best that we can possibly be. Thank you. I probably should have finished the story, okay? The young man had 0 offers out of high school, okay? 0 offers out of high school. On a 3x5 index card, he had no offers to go anywhere. He went to a junior college in Kansas and walked on, and he put a 3x5 card in his bathroom in his dorm room. And the card said, "I will be a first-round draft choice. I will get a college education." We signed that young man, and he became a first-round draft choice. He's a starting defensive lineman for the Denver Broncos, and he graduated, and nobody gave him any chance to go to college, to get a college education from his background, and I couldn't be prouder of him. So I'm sure there's probably some questions that people would like to ask, and I don't know whether we're going to do it open or sideways. Paul, you want to do it? So I'd be more than happy to answer questions. I'll fill in a little bit of blanks. Obviously, I talked to the team today at 12:30. It was spectacular. I had a great opportunity to visit with them, and I challenged them. I told them, I said, "Hey, guys, I want you to win these next 2 games. We want to be on a 2-game winning streak when this season's over with." and to play your hearts out. Commit yourself. Finals are coming up in a couple of weeks. I want you to do the absolute very best that you can do academically. So I talked to the players about that. I also met with the assistant coaches, and I told them that when the season was over with, I'm looking forward to an opportunity to sit down and visit with each one of them and listen to them and let them tell me why they deserve or why they should be considered as an opportunity to be a part of the staff as we move forward. So as of right now, that's basically about it. In kind of like in presidential terms, in the next 90 days, there's a million things that are going to happen. And I'm fortunate I've got the best guy on the entire planet to help me get that done, and that's with Pete. But there's a lot of things. Obviously, putting together a coaching staff, reconnecting with all the high school coaches, not only in South Florida but throughout this state, building those relationships back, finding out recruiting, looking at the current team, evaluating them, seeing where areas that we need to address and what we need to focus on in recruiting. And we want to be up and running when it's time to hit the road recruiting. Obviously, it's dead period. You can't get out right now, but when it is, we're going to get our ankles taped and put our eye black on, and we're hitting the street and we're going to work. And we're going to start building this football team. So, enough conversation. How about some questions?
What do you think of the Jim Barry?
Hi, Jim. How are you? Good to see you.
What do you think is some of the unique challenges trying to get football?
Sure. I mean, I think it's a little bit, Jim, to be honest with you, I think it's like all programs. I mean, when you go to any place, the reason you're standing here is things didn't go right before, whether it was at Oklahoma State, whether it was at the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, any place that I've gone as an assistant, you got to change the culture, you got to change the environment, you got to recruit the players that give you a chance to win. And I think, and I'll be honest with you, for a long time, and I'm not talking about like in the last year or two, for the last couple of years, you've always looked at teams, what are the diamonds in the rough? What are the hidden gems? And I'll tell you, and this is another stupid story. How many of you know Anthony Hopkins? Okay? Anybody know Anthony Hopkins? Okay? In the movie The Edge, okay? If you've ever seen the movie, doesn't matter whether you did or not, one of the classic lines that Anthony Hopkins said in there, they were being chased by a grizzly bear in the Alaska wilderness, and he had killed some people. The bear had killed some people, but he made the statement. He said, "If one man can, so can another. If one school can, why not us?" And that's what I told the players. If Northern Illinois, if UCF, if Houston, if Boise, and this year's version of Western Illinois, if they can get into January 1 bowl games, why not us? Why not us? They're going to give us the resources. We're going to hire the staff. All I know is the last time I came here in 1984, pull off any road in an I-95, and I swear there's somebody in high school there that runs 4.5. I don't care what the name of the school is, they all do. So we're going to get some of those, and we just got to draw a fence and keep kids, local kids, and make them passionate. They want to be a part of this program. We're going to put together a coaching staff that these kids that are currently on this team and the ones that come in the future, they're going to love being here. They're going to love the guys that are coaching them. They're going to love them up. They're going to be allies for them. They're going to make them the best that they can be. And Anna Price is here, and that's another reason I'm standing here behind this program. If there's a better woman, I don't know many of them. Dr. Price, she is, oh, man. You love her, Tolbert? Who doesn't? Other questions? Yes, sir. Tim Reynolds? Hi, Tim. How are you? I'm great. About that. He asked the question, I don't know how many people heard it, how much was the motivation the way the last job ended? I just told you the motivation to take this job had to do with kids. I love kids. I love coaching. I love the competition. I love the recruiting aspect. I love being in the locker room and the weight room. I love having those kids and their parents sit in my office and talk about 5 years from now the degree that they have. I mean, those are the things. That's why you coach. I mean, if you don't coach for the kids, then you shouldn't coach at all. And your second question.
You've alluded to the staff a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have very deep ties to the school about 9 miles from here. Can we expect
You know, I'm going to look at each person on an individual basis, to be honest with you. I mean, in my mind, every place that I've coached, I mean, there's some key ingredients. I'm looking for guys that are passionate. I'm looking for guys that are loyal, guys that are hardworking. They got to have the same beliefs. They got to love the kids like I do. They got to want to see those kids graduate. And I've been blessed. I mean, beyond belief that I've had assistant coaches and coordinators at every place that I've been that have gone on and accomplished enormous things on their own. And I was blessed to have them as my assistant coaches. I want the same thing. I want guys here that people across this country, they want to steal them. They want them to come and be their coordinator, their head coach. And because they respect how well they coach, how well they recruit, that they're good fathers, they're good mentors, they're respectable in the community. I mean, those are the things that I'm looking for. Where they come from, I don't, doesn't really matter. Well, that's good. I guess we'll see you guys next August. Now, any other questions? Guys, Paul, we done? All right. Thank you, everybody.
what does your team need most?
Excuse me?
Now that you're signing on, what do you think your team needs the most?
You know what? Until I get an opportunity to take a look at the film, but the one thing that I'm the most concerned about is developing leaders on a team. I think that you can't ever accomplish all the things that you want to try to accomplish until you get guys to buy into your culture, your environment, and leaders. They've got to be the guys behind the scenes, in the locker room, off the field, in the dormitories, in the community. They got to be drinking the Kool-Aid, and they got to be selling themselves, and they got to be leaders on the team. So that's going to be issue number one.
Coach, how much have you missed coaching?
A lot, I mean, I've been fortunate enough, and I will say this publicly, I've been fortunate enough, ESPN has been fabulous to me. They have treated me with unbelievable patience and opportunities, which has given me, between them and SiriusXM Radio, they've given me chances to visit lots of colleges. I've gone to training camps in August, and I've visited with coaches and spent days with them, and all of those things. It's almost like somebody that, like, you have an addiction for, chocolate chip cookies, but you can't have one. It's going and watching those practices makes you realize I really can't wait to get back on the sidelines and get back in the locker room. But they did. I mean, both of those, they helped me a lot. And it was fun. They were people who are passionate and they love football, and it was fun to be a part of it. And I'm very grateful for the opportunities that they provided. Anything else? Well, all right. If that's enough, thank you very much.